Hey, good evening. It's about 6:45 on Tuesday night, January 21st. Some big doings today. It's exactly 7 days since my distal bicep tendon rupture and repair. So I went and saw the doctor today, actually earlier than I was supposed to. I was supposed to go next Monday for my 2-week follow-up with the doc. But in unwrapping last night, I noticed a little bit of swelling centralized around the elbow, as well as a couple blisters that were around the incision. Just something that kind of freaked me out a little bit. Not really experiencing a lot of pain one weekend, pretty good, totally managed by Tylenol, no need for the heavy painkillers whatsoever. So that's all been going good, but just a little concern. So I took some pictures, I sent them to Dr. Thomas Fortney, New Hampshire Orthopedic Center is who did the surgery, sent them to his surgical coordinator. She then forwarded them on to the doc who took a quick look at them. She called me right back and said that the doctor didn't see anything that jumped out at him as being problematic. However, he did have some time today if I wanted to slide over in the afternoon and just have him take a look in person. And I said, that's going to ease my mind. I'll take advantage of that. So I went over today about 4 o'clock, saw the doctor. He took a look at it. He's very pleased with how well the incision actually had healed up. He was even tempted to pull the stitches today because it looked so well closed, but thought since I already have an appointment next week on the 13th day, next Monday, might as well just let him sit for 6 more days and then next week I'll have him pulled out. However, as you can see by my fancy robo brace, I did get a little bit of a fast forward today in that I wasn't supposed to be in this until next week. So that's kind of cool. I got rid of all the wrappings, and while I kind of missed my homemade solid steel brace that I showed in the last video that I created, and my wife helped me make a sock for and everything. That worked really well for the time being, but this is great not to have to be completely wrapped up and swathed. Obviously, when I unsnap the brace, I've got a clean arm, so it's not going to limit me with what kind of clothes I can wear. The sling part is a dream because having that sling that I had before, just constantly digging into your neck, was probably, other than the general inconvenience of this injury, that was probably the worst thing, was that sling was just not comfortable. No matter how much padding I put, the pad would turn and it wasn't fun. So this one comes with this 2-way kind of almost like a gunslinger sling. It's also quick release. So holy, look at that. I can just pop right off there if I need to be able to move. And because I am locked in, you can take a look at that. Because I'm locked in at 90 degrees, it doesn't matter. I can't bend or straighten the arm anyway. I can't close it, I can't straighten it, but I do now have my full shoulder mobility for general tasks, general life. So that's gonna be great. We did keep a little bandage on the incision just because it is still technically an open wound site, so we wanted to keep that covered. You can see, if I walk in, you can see a little bit of the swelling in through here. This is basically all edema. I know the brace is kind of squeezing parts of me out of there, but this is really puffy like that because this is all edema that's still a little bit of swelling. But if you think about it, when you're propped up, that's kind of the most downhill portion at all times anyway when you're slung like that. So this is pretty cool. I got this bad boy. It locks in place. It's got little retaining pins inside of the lock, so even if I catch a hold of this, because this is the unlock, even if I whack that on a door frame, which I've hit already 4 times today since taking my coat off, and I pop it into the unlock, it still can't move until those are pulled out, and then you can press those and change to different degrees. So that's pretty cool. I'm pleased with that. As far as nerve function, I know we've talked a little bit about how that radial nerve was a concern at the end of surgery, how I had to do the OKs and thumbs up and whatnot. Obviously that function has always been there, but I did have a lot of numbness that wasn't related to the nerve block. It used to be the entire top of the thumb, wrist, forearm. So at this point I can report that my thumb, I have full sensation all the way through both knuckles up to the wrist bone. Right about when I get to here and I start feeling along here, I do have some tingles going on still. So there's a little bit of nerve, but The doctor showed me some of the pictures actually he had on his phone of when he did the surgery, like when I was actually opened at different stages, and showed me what the extent of the damage was, which very cool doc is going to be sending me those, so I'll be able to share those as well. To throw a little disclaimer on there, because clearly it's pretty graphic, showing me all flayed open, but I thought it was really neat. One cool thing I can share is, as I expressed to the doctor, I can feel the tendon where it's sewn in on top of my bicep. I can feel that, so I know that that's still attached, but because you can't flex and do the hook test where you grab your tendon, clearly I'm not allowed to flex the bicep, thus raising the tendon, so I can't really feel that. It's that peace of mind of knowing, like, is the tendon really attached, and how exactly did he attach it? So he made it very clear for me. We went in, did a couple x-rays, and yeah, take a look at this. So this is what it looks like inside my arm. So he showed, obviously the soft tissue doesn't translate in the x-ray, but this bony process right here is where the natural tendon normally attaches. That's where they had to clean all that off because there was nothing left but, as he put it, spaghetti, or as I put it, the frayed rope. So he did do the full drill through process, and that shiny little bit right down there is the titanium button or toggle. It's on the other side. So that tendon did get the fancy suture, drill through, drag down, button on the other side, pull the sutures, draw the tendon tight. So yeah, I can clearly see that it is in fact, it's attached. You can see it here, although it's not as clear from this angle, but there it is right down there. This one is a much better picture just to show how that worked out. So yeah, great peace of mind for me, because now I absolutely know that not only can I feel it, but I can visualize where it's attached and how it's attached. So great peace of mind. The blisters are not a problem. That might have been from the dressing or whatever, but they're all clear. He's not worried about the edema that's filling up over here a little bit. That's gonna wear out on its own or disperse. Yeah, so big development here today, 1 week in, and check that out. Oh, so much better than the old sling. So that's gonna work out so much better. I will let you know when there's something new.